executives and successful investors. There's another education. And is that true? Yes, it is. Why would you say that? Is there examples? Yes, they are. Steve Jobs. How far did Steve Jobs go in school? Okay. The guy who started Facebook. Come on, his name is escaping me right now. The guy who started Facebook. How far did he go in school? He went to Harvard. How far did he go? No, he did drop out. He dropped out. The guy from Microsoft, Bill Gates. How far did he go? Okay, now what's the point I'm trying to make? It's a different kind of education. They didn't get the education. Now, he did learn how to write code, and he did know how to do those things, but they dropped out of school. They dropped out of college. The guy who started Facebook, he started Facebook in college, but he dropped out of college. All right. You know, there's a movement out there now. I don't particularly embrace it. That's in trying to encourage people who are just don't even go to college. If you got an idea, look, just start working on that idea and try to turn it into a business. The problem I have with that is, if the business don't work out, then what you got to fall back on? All right. So I'm not going to ever say don't get education. I would say just don't think that the traditional education is the only path. It's not the only path. And while you're on that path, don't neglect some of these other paths, you know, because these other paths are important too. Even when you go to work and you start working, take you an investment seminar, take you a real estate seminar, continue to educate yourself. You know, now for us, that's an ideal problem because we're taught we are to acquire knowledge from the. Okay, see, it's, for us, it's really easy. It's really easy for us. All right, so he poses a question, and I will pose this question to you. What level of investor do you want to be in the near future? And that's the question you can ask yourself. What level of investor do you want to be in the near future? Which one of those levels you want to be on? All right. Not the one that you're on now, but which one would you like to be on? And then he also adds this warning. Anyone with the goal of becoming a level 5, which is a capitalist. If you want to attain that level of investment, you must develop the skills first as a level 4. You can't skip the level 4 now. You know, some of us, we think, well, you know, I can just go from 2 right on to 5. You can't skip. Anyone who tries is really a level 3, and that's really a gambler. You know, if you just want, you want to go there and gamble your money away, and let somebody else do it for you, that's really what you are. All right, so you can't skip a level. If you want to get to a capitalist, you're going to have to come by level 4. All right? All right, now, with that, oh man, I got plenty of time now. Really, with that, I'm through with what we will say is the explanation part of the cash flow quantum. All right, the explanation of the cash flow quantum. I'm through with that. But I encourage you to get the book because here are some of the other chapters, and I'm not gonna deal with those in my first Sunday class. But I'm just gonna tell you what they are and encourage you to get the book to read on it. You cannot see money with your eyes. That's one chapter. You cannot see money with your eyes. Becoming who you really are. How do I get rich? He has a whole chapter on it. Be the bank, not the banker. All right? Be the bank, not the banker. Now, how to become a successful business owner or a successful investor? You begin by just taking baby steps. You can't do it overnight. Just take baby steps. Take a little at a time. But if Allah's with you and Allah's with all of us, you know, the sky's the limit. You don't know how fast you can go. So never think, oh no, I'm too old to do this. I'm too old to get started. No, you're never too old. As long as Allah blesses you to see the next day, and you can continue to educate yourself, Don't ever think you're too old to begin down this road. You're not. Right. So, or too young. You're right. As long as you can read. Now, he has in the book 7 steps to fighting your financial fast track. So it's time to mind your own business. Now, really, we're going back into what I introduced way back in the Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's time to mind your own business. If you want to know what that means, get the first book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Take control of your cash flow. Take control of your cash flow. Know the difference between risk and risky. There's a difference. Decide what kind of investor you want to be, and then seek mentors. Now remember I talked about this first Sunday. A mentor and an advisor are different. They're not the same. An advisor is someone who hasn't done something and wants to give you advice. A mentor is someone who's done it and wants to show you the way. I didn't say get an advisor. I said get a mentor. All right? There's a difference. All right? Make sure you choose the right one. If you choose someone who want to give you advice or want to tell you how to do it, they haven't done it themselves. You don't know what kind of path they're leading you down. All right? All right, so make disappointment your strength. Now he said, we said it differently, but make disappointment your strength. But that means when you make a mistake, don't just say, throw up your hands and say it's over with. No. Every investor, every business owner, everyone makes mistakes on the way. That's the only way you learn. That's the only way you learn. So you can't give up because you make a mistake. Just hope and pray it's not a huge mistake. But look at the mistake that Steve Jobs made. And he got voted out of his own company. But look what he had to do to come back and save the company. And how long did it take him to do it? He only had 7 years. He passed away just now. Okay? 7 years. He went from introducing, I think the first was the iPod, the updated Mac, and all the other products. The products I'm using is there's this iPad, there's the iTV, Apple TV. There's going to be some technology that I'm going to use today. All this he introduced when he was at Apple, and it took it. And he was sick. He was sick. In fact, he was dying. He did it all in 7 years. 7 years. All right. So don't think, oh, it's over for me. No, as long as God put breath in you and wake you up, it's not. All right. And the power of faith. Now he has a chapter on that here in this book. To me, it should have been first, not last. But you know, he wrote the book. It's not my book, it's his book. All right. But there's power in that, the power of faith. All right. So, in conclusion, then I'm going to take questions from you. The Elijah Muhammad told us, do something for self. Am I correct? We all know that. Do something for self. Don't care how long you work for someone. Don't care how much education you have. Do something for self. Imam Wattadi Muhammad said, and on many things he said, but I just want to pull this out. He said, we have to concentrate on business. We have to concentrate on business. All right. So I simply want to say this to you. We now have some additional resources to help us accomplish these goals. See, at one time we said, well, now how are we going to do this? Now Imam Muhammad, he illustrated. Elijah Muhammad illustrated it too with his economic program. It was just those people who came into that program and corrupted it and took it off to where they took it off. All right? All right. With Imam Muhammad's program, he just didn't get the help. He set the program up. He set the pattern up. And then what did he say? The leaders in the community did, these emails or whatever, who said they followed him, they didn't help. They pulled back their support. All right? They pulled back their support. They did not articulate it from their rostrums or whatever. And they didn't support his efforts. All right? So that's what happened to that. But they set the pattern. So what I took away from that is this. If you wait for someone as in a roster somewhere to lead you to do this, you'll be waiting forever. All right? If you're waiting for that. You're going to have to do this yourselves. You're going to take the information that's out there. When I got this book, nobody standing in front of the bookstore saying, you can't read that book. Okay? Allah blessed me to find this